Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Luke, and 2022 is it's coming to a close. I will have another video like this coming around New Year's. Expect it very soon. I might actually upload it a bit sooner. I'm not too sure. It all depends on how long it takes me to make the video, but this is going to be the last video of the year talking about ADHD, which is unfortunately the mental illness that I have. This condition has taken my life and crushed it like an egg. And I feel like a majority of other people with ADHD also could relate to that. I have chronic ADHD, or as I like to call it, severe ADHD. And there are times where your ADHD may not be as severe as another person's ADHD, but I unfortunately have severe ADHD. But in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys some advice on what to do and not what to do. So, one thing I want to quickly talk about is there is a lot of stigma surrounding both ADHD and the treatment that is used to treat ADHD. And this is something that really gets under my skin because I'm someone who has been struggling with ADHD for a very long time now. So when I see people who talk like this so ignorantly and so stupidly, it pisses me off because these people are the embodiment of just being ignorant because these people clearly don't know what they are talking about. People who talk about a topic without having any information on that topic is basically the equivalent of literally talking out of your ass instead of using your head. So these people spreading all of this stigma around ADHD and the treatment used to treat ADHD, don't listen to these morons. These people are the most pathetic people I've ever seen because, like I said earlier, these people think that they know about a topic without even having any valid information on it, and yet they still talk about it like they do. Like that's literally talking out of your ass. Okay? That's like taking your brain and sticking it up your ass. Okay? So don't listen to these types of people. Do not listen to these false information spreading dimwits. ADHD is a severe mental illness and it will impact your life in some very, very negative ways. And there are some very serious consequences when you decide not to treat this condition. So one thing I'm going to say right now is do not listen to the stigma. And if you're a young person like me and still living with your parents, if your parents are not very understanding or just don't know what mental illness is and don't want to know what it is, they don't even want to sit down and listen, don't worry about that, okay? Don't worry about that. Um this country, its response to mental illness, and it's not very good. But if you have parents who don't understand, try telling a teacher, try telling a friend. There is other people who could help you if your parents do not want to, because I know that there are definitely parents out there that are like that. There is people that you could talk to that will be able to help you. Don't get the false idea that your parents are the only ones who could actually get the help you need. They are not, okay? There's plenty of other people you could talk to, and maybe they could even help your parents understand. And even if they don't, they could still help you. So, first things first, do not get the false idea that your parents are the only ones who could help you, because trust me when I say this, there are others who could help you and could possibly get you a diagnosis and maybe medication or a psychiatrist. Just don't get that false idea. And don't listen to people who say that you don't need medication. ADHD is a severe mental illness. All right? A person's brain with ADHD has a lot of problems with it. All right? The brain of a person with ADHD is like a car that has a broken battery, or, just a broken part within it. And that broken part within it is vital. It's what keeps the car moving. That's what it's like when a person has ADHD, because obviously it's a problem with our brains. So do not listen to people who say that there is other forms of treatment besides medication like Adderall, Vyvanse, or Ritalin. There are some things that might help, but just know this: these other these other alternatives are not going to help you as much as a stimulant medication will. There are people who will say that a nootropic will help. There are people who say that food will help. Like, I don't know where this whole thing comes with, with the whole brain food thing. I mean, and the bad part is some of these nootropics that these people will tell you to take, a lot of the stuff inside of these nootropics could also be found inside of food. So I maybe that's why they say just eat better foods. I don't know, but I may not eat that healthy, but I definitely do eat some of these brain power foods that these people are telling me about, and they don't do anything. All right, they do not make my ADHD symptoms any less severe. So don't let anyone tell you that alternatives to Adderall are going to work just as effective, because they're not. Okay, they're just not. I've taken some of the most popular nootropics and none of them worked like they were supposed to. There was a lot of false advertising, but honestly, maybe it wasn't false advertising, because maybe it's because I actually have severe ADHD. If you don't have severe ADHD, then maybe these things will work for you. And one thing I also want to share is, do you even have ADHD? Well, obviously, my symptoms are, I have the classic symptoms. You can't focus on anything. For example, like you'll tell yourself, okay, like when like just before you're about to do something, you tell yourself, okay, I gotta focus on this. I gotta pay attention. And this is like a joke, because you tell yourself that you gotta focus on something, and your brain will literally do everything in its power to stop you from focusing on whatever it is you want to focus on. I know it sounds crazy, but that's literally how one of my symptoms work. Like when I'm getting ready to focus on something, like whether it's something like I'm trying to write or read, even something as simple as watching TV or playing a game, I cannot focus at all. And how this works is, I guess they call this inner distractibility. Basically, you'll start having these thoughts. Like it could be thoughts about anything. It could be about a conversation you were having earlier, or a game you were playing, or something you were reading. It could be a thought about everything. I've had times where I was having thoughts about the thoughts. It sounds crazy, but, and that's another thing. That's another sign. Another sign that you have ADHD is when your brain or your mind just can't seem to stay clear. You just can't have a clear mind. Your mind is always racing with these thoughts, and you're always being distracted by things that you shouldn't be distracted by. And the bad part is, the harder you try to focus, the worser these thoughts get, and the worser the distractibility gets. So that's another crucial sign that you might have ADHD. Another symptom I have is I can't really enjoy things that much. Like I have a very hard time actually enjoying things, whether it's games or movies or books or even going out. When I actually do get to go out, I can't really seem to really experience a lot of joy from it. I can't seem to really get into things. I can't really enjoy things. And if I can't enjoy things, I sometimes I just can't even stay I can't stay occupied. I get bored incredibly quickly. This happens a lot with games I play or movies I watch or topics I'm, talking with people about, or, just I have a very hard time actually staying occupied, which is another symptom. See, ADHD is basically a chemical imbalance, because the chemicals dopamine and serotonin, these two crucial chemicals in our ADHD brains, it's like a car being low on gas, and it's like your gas meter's almost on E. That's what it's like with these two chemicals, because essentially there's not enough of those chemicals inside of our brains. So that's kind of what ADHD even is in the first place. So if you have these symptoms, I would definitely recommend you talk to a professional, maybe a therapist, a licensed therapist, maybe a psychiatrist. And one other thing I'm gonna say, um, do not wait to get help. Do not hold off on getting help. Do not look for any alternatives. Talk to someone, and try and talk to someone as fast as you can. Tell them what you're feeling. Tell them about your symptoms. ADHD is at times similar to depression, but I'd say ADHD is much worse. I've talked to a lot of people with depression. Some of my best friends are depressed, and they tell me that they could stay focused on things, but they just don't really enjoy things, and they also feel sad all the time. So, but ADHD is not like that. there are moments where you will feel sad and depressed even when you have ADHD because serotonin, which is a chemical in your brain, which is basically the chemical in your brain that makes you feel good or just like makes you feel normal. Since serotonin is severely lacking in our ADHD brains, it's easy to also feel depressed at times, which is why I believe ADHD is worse than depression. But one thing I will say right now is do not wait to get help. And although it's very hard to actually get help, you're gonna feel hopeless. I'm gonna say that right now. You're gonna feel hopeless. You're gonna feel like giving up. You're gonna feel frustrated. You're gonna be thinking to yourself, why is it so hard to get help? Why do I have to go through all of this hoopla just to actually get somewhere? I get it. I really get it. I'm still going through all that dumbass hoopla myself. So trust me when I say this, I understand it. But you have to try because in the end, your hard work will pay off. It's like any other job or task you do. A hard task usually means a better and greater reward for doing that hard task. So this is just like any other difficult task you do in life. Just keep trying, just keep looking. Eventually, you will get the help you need. And another thing I could say, do not give up. Do not give up because you're going to feel it. You're going to feel like it's not worth it. And you may even start looking for other alternatives. Those alternatives is an easy way out, and it's not even a way out. It's just something to hold you over because nootropics are not going to help you, okay? This Quality of Mind, this Mind Lab Pro, this New Cube, whatever they call it, it's not going to help you. Nootropics are not going to help you, and neither is brain food. None of that shit's going to help you. It'll make you feel slightly better if you don't have severe ADHD. Maybe if you don't even have severe ADHD, I don't know. Maybe you don't even need Adderall or whatever. But for people who are struggling with ADHD like myself, do not resort to these other alternatives because they're just not effective. I've already tried them myself. They're not effective. Okay, don't do it. Don't disappoint yourself even more. Just try your best to find a psychiatrist or even talk to your pediatrician because even a pediatrician can prescribe medication, and medication is the most important part because that's what's going to help you out. And even if medication like Adderall doesn't help you, there's plenty of other medicines that might be able to help you. And most importantly, do not listen to any of this bullshit stigma surrounding ADHD medication. And don't listen to people say, oh, I took Adderall and, it did this to me, it did that to me. Those people either overdosed themselves because the Adderall wasn't working how they wanted it to, or maybe they didn't even really have ADHD. Maybe it was a misdiagnosis. So you are not everyone else. So even if everyone else says something didn't work for them, you're not everyone else. You could try it anyways because everyone's brains work different. So even if even if Adderall didn't work for someone with severe ADHD, that doesn't mean it's not going to work for you either. All right. So because everyone's brains work differently. So if you have ADHD, first try and talk to someone. Talk to a therapist. Try Talkspace, all right? Because I found a good therapist on Talkspace. He's really good. Try talking to a therapist, and a therapist could give you an in-house diagnosis. Then try and get in contact with a psychiatrist, a neurologist, or a family doctor, and they could definitely help you out as well. And remember what I said earlier. If you have parents like me that don't give a shit about mental illness and don't even believe in mental illness, they're not the only ones who could help you. There are plenty of other people who could help you. Talk to a friend's parents, maybe even, because maybe their parents might be able to help you. Talk to a school teacher. Talk to anyone else that you know, and they might be able to help you. Because mental illness is fortunately treated as a serious thing. So especially now. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have a Discord. I will leave it in the comments. If you have ADHD or depression or any other severe mental illness, I want to start a group on Discord for my fellow people with mental illness so that way we could all be together, we could all help each other, and we could all, we could keep an eye on each other, I guess, be there for each other because we're all in this together. I know that the world is in a really bad place right now, but there is still kindness in this world, and I will make sure of that. I will make sure that there is still kindness in this world, and I will unite anyone who is kind in my Discord group. I don't know how to make a server, actually, but I could make a group, like a group DM or whatever. So I will leave my Discord username in the comment section. If you are struggling, send me a DM on Discord, send me a friend request, and we could chat for a bit or whatever. And there's also plenty of Discord servers for mental illness, so definitely check out some of those as well. Trust me, it helps being with someone or talking to someone who is also going through the same thing as you, because it'll make you feel like you're not in it alone. You know, it'll make you feel like you're not the only one who's struggling, and it'll make you feel better. So don't isolate yourself, and don't listen to any of this bullshit stigma, and don't wait any longer if you are struggling. Try and find help, because eventually, like I said earlier, the hard work will pay off. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'll see you in the New Year's video, so expect that really soon. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Take care, y'all.